All right, moving right along. Let's talk about the first half of the season so far, what we've seen up to this point, and then going forward, what we expect to see for the second half of the season. All right, and I want to start with offense. Obviously, the big O. We're going to talk about it. Give me what your take on the first half of the season for the offense. Give me your grade and what you want to see going forward. Ben, start us off.
Offense, I'm gonna give him a C plus.
Ooh, a little low.
A little low. But I mean, I think that there's a ton of potential. I think that they have left a lot of points out there that we haven't scored. There's been some struggles, especially early in the season. I mean, we should have if our offense was anything, we would have beat Kansas City.
Right.
I'm not even going to talk about Houston. That was just a bad game all around. But and the offenses, they've done some impressive things, and they've been clutch, and you have a lot of guys making plays. So there's a lot of good, but I think for what we have, the talent that we have on the team, I think it's at times been it's underperformed a little bit.
Okay, that's fair.
But so I'm gonna go C+.
Jeff, give me your offensive grade.
I'm gonna go. It's really close between C- and C. Very close.
Ooh.
And here's the reason why. We've only scored 30 3 times. We have 13 turnovers. Okay,
yeah, that's a problem.
We are not living up to the potential of what this offense can do. Now, have I seen
glimpses,
a progression of yes, I have. But I also see us shooting ourselves in the foot, preferably last game with 3 turnovers. Okay, so do I think we're going to get better? Absolutely, because it's been a progression.
Yes, you have them in a C.
But
range.
I'm gonna go C.
All right, I'm not going to be that brutal on the offense. This is a 6-2 team. I can't give the offense. You can't be 6-2. I'm going to give them a solid B. Now, why do I say B? First, I'm going to start with Calvin Ridley. I think if you gave Coach Peterson some truth serum and said, I think they would have liked to have him a little bit more involved in the offense up till this point. And I think projecting into the second half, what we've seen last game, they're trying to get him more involved. And you need him to be that lightning rod against the other defenses. You need him to have that. Now, saying that, I'd like to actually give this stat. Calvin Ridley has 6 pass interference calls called against the defense, all of them on intermediate or deep routes. So those are just as good as catches. We get those yards, and people interfere mostly when they're beat or when the coverage allows for them to get beat. That's when they start interfering. These aren't holding calls. These aren't jamming. These are interference calls. So is he a deep threat? Yes. I still think he's a weapon, an elite weapon, and I still think that, but saying that the Jaguars would like to get him more involved in the game. Why not an A? Well, they're not the Miami Dolphins offense. They're not the Chiefs of last season's offense. They're not the greatest show on turf. They are a solid offense. They play complementary football. They run the ball. They move the chains. They absolutely take their shots with Trevor, and they take what the defense gives them. So I'm going to give them a solid B. I like the offense what I've seen so far. And like I said, a 6-2 team. I think you guys are being a little harsh with the C.
Well, because there's so much expectation of what we have coming off of the second half of last season. We saw the potential of what they were doing last season when our defense was not our defense that we have now.
Right.
We thought with the addition, there's going to be a fluid motion of we're going to continue this. And I'm not bashing. I think our offense is really good. I think they do a great job. We have way too many turnovers. Yeah. We have 13 turnovers in this league. That's
All right.
We're second in leading in fumbles. Like, we have to fix that.
That has to get cleaned up. Yes.
You get that fixed,
All
we're
right.
talking about a different team.
Well, let's talk about defense now and to the point takeaways.
And by the way, let me just pause for a second. Calvin Ridley has 2 less targets than the leading receiver, which is Christian Kirk, and 10 less catches. So it's not numbers don't lie. I mean, I see it as we're not going to Calvin, but when you look at the numbers, we're going to Calvin.
Well, and just I'll finish up. My thoughts on offense is saying that we talked about this in past episodes. There was a chemistry thing that needed to get worked out. And I think we're like you said, it's progressing. There was an injured offensive line. There was a new play caller full time. So those are things that have to get worked out, and I think we're moving in that direction.
We're moving in that direction.
I'm optimistic.
I mean, I was D in the beginning of the year, but I'm going, and maybe I'm being harsh because I just expect so much.
All right.
C+, C.
Let's get to defense now. Let's talk about defense, where we're actually leading the league in takeaways. Talk about defense. Give me your defensive rating so far and what you project going forward, Ben.
Well, kind of to piggyback on what you said, you were talking about the offense and how we're a 6-2 team, but that is a record. That's a collective effort. That's
massive.
That's the offense doing enough and making some big plays. But these first 8 games, the defense has been awesome. Except for seven of those 8
thank
games,
you. Well, we're not
the defense has been awesome.
Okay.
And so I'm giving them an A plus. I'm gonna give them an A plus just because they've done everything we've asked. They've come together. It's been on the line. We've gotten sacks, even if it's top heavy to one person, getting the majority of those. I think that also is part of that. Or you got to give props to Caldwell. I think the way he's calling the plays, I think the timing, the blitzes, the schemes, everything is been great. So
okay,
I'm gonna feed off that and get A plus as well because they have blown my expectations from last year to what they've done this year. I'm blown away by this defense, and I've said this before. Last year, offense got on the field. I'm confident. Defense got on the field. We got a lead. I'm not confident. This year, it is roles reversed to where offense, I'm going, okay, are we gonna fumble? Are we gonna throw? Are we gonna score? But defense, I'm so confident. I'm going.
Like when Trevor threw that interception, it was like, man, Trevor. I'm not worried about it.
Not worried about it. Because our defense.
But they ended up scoring, didn't they? All that. But the thought
did
though.
They end up scoring that?
But regardless,
go back to that.
The feeling is that I'm confident.
Because you got Josh Allen coming off, and you got Smoot there. You got everybody rushing the quarterback, and it's like.
Stopping
when
the
he
run.
throws it, is it going to be picked off?
all right. So
I'm impressed by our defense.
Eric wants to talk.
My defensive grade.
We know.
Well, I want to talk because he got me. He got a point, and I'm gonna piggyback off his point now. My defensive grade is an A. And for the most part, the Jaguars for the past few seasons have been drafting on the offensive side of the ball. Obviously, Trevor. You look at ETN. You look at the guys, the free agents they've been bringing in, the Christian Kirk, the Calvin Ridley trade, Evan Ingram. They've been paying a lot of Cam Robinson, another offense. The only defensive guys of note that we drafted were Tyson Campbell, obviously Trayvon, and Josh Allen. And we believe we've missed on a lot of the defense guys, and they're still playing. Functionally, they have the best run defense in the league. We know that. I don't know what the rating is, but we know that they're the best rush defense in the league. And now we have guys stepping up like a Darius Williams with the takeaways. They lead the league in takeaways. That's just, you can't fake that. They've shut down a quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. Even though they lost the game, they stifled that offense.
Stifled.
So that's not an easy task. In plays against the
Stifled
New Orleans
the Bills.
The Bills,
As
another
well.
elite offense. In a game against New Orleans where they were driving to win the game, the Jaguars come up with a crucial stop on a whole series, first, second, third, fourth down, on a whole series to close out the game. So the defense is performing at a high level, and like what we believe to be the best run defense, and now the pass defense with the takeaways, you have to give them an A. This is an A defense.
Absolutely.
I will say one thing, and this is just to give Balky credit. I don't know that they focused on offense. I mean, they did add, some big pieces
I didn't
in the
even
draft.
They missed on some defensive players.
Yeah,
Caleb
but they've hit some. Yeah, Caleb Vaughn. But I'm saying
it's been offensive heavy, and I see what he's saying.
Devin Lloyd.
I see what he's saying.
Fatukasi, Darius Williams. Those are all guys that were brought in, and so
but they were the lower.
Yeah, our first round picks. We're getting
our first round picks were high.
No,
offense.
but I'm saying
but you said it on show 1 or show 2, probably both, to where we're depending on the young people we brought in defensively,
and they're showing up
to show up, which they have done.
Build in house.
And now let's go to special teams. Jeff, I know you've been itching over there. Talk about your boy Logan Cook. Talk about
Logan Cook.
Talk about Logan Cook. I'll let you start with special teams. Jeff, tell us about the special teams so far.
Okay, first of all, Logan Cook is the best punter in the league. I don't care what anybody says. I actually heard something on ESPN. They put Logan Cook at like 3 or 4, and I'm going, you're absolutely insane. This guy places the ball where he needs to place it to put the defender so far back in the field to where our defense shines. And I was not happy about cutting our kicker and getting
Riley.
Yeah. I wasn't happy because he made some big kicks.
Yeah, no, he was likable.
But my boy, okay, Brian, he's only missed one field goal.
Oh, yeah.
4 for 4 last week. I'm impressed. You know
so
what?
Give me a letter grade on that.
This is why I'm behind the microphone and you're behind the desk,
I think I know where you're coming. What's the grade on the special team so far?
A+.
I knew it.
1,000. Right. Hey, you got Agnew, man.
You did.
How big was that one run when we needed that? Was a 57-yard return?
He's done that a lot, though. He's done that.
Go on the special team side of the ball. Tell me what you think.
If it's not A+, get out of my house.
C.
See you later.
C. No. Yeah, A+. We had, everybody played poorly in the Houston game. We keep saying that, but
I don't know why I keep bringing it up.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna stop. But Logan Cook is awesome. McManus has been money, and then Agnew, and then everybody else that we don't talk about that goes into that playing special teams. You got to give him an A+.
Yeah, I'll be real quick with special teams. So Logan Cook flips the field. He puts him in a long field position every single time. They're behind the 20-yard line.
Throws darts.
And he's 100%. I was just about to say.
Darts.
I was literally just about to say.
Laser rocket arm.
Great passer.
100% in passer rating. And he's 1 for 1 on
for
fourth
a
down.
Jaguar fan. So McManus looking great, but let me talk about Agnew for a second. When you come in as a free agent with the expectation that you are quote unquote the best return man in the league, you have that expectation. They know they're trying to shut you down, and you still are able to accomplish what he's able to accomplish and get the ball in position, change field position for us the other way, and get us in position to score on offense. That's hard to do.
Which he's done a lot. Going last year, too.
Right.
There was a lot of those.
He just performs. He just shows up, does his job, and gets us in great field position, knowing that they're trying to stop him. That's hard to do. So the special teams, I think it has to be an A. And the Jaguars, as a team, just are not used to having great special teams. So this is new, and this is absolutely goes to the formula for the team being 6-2. Love the special teams. I think we can agree that's an A. And going forward for the special teams, I project it to be much more of the same. Hopefully they stay injury free, and
Logan doesn't get enough love.
Yeah, well, if you guys only knew the pre-show where we have to talk about the punter. If you had told me I was going to talk about the punter with Jeff every pre-show,
get enough love.
Well, from you he does
50 yards, man.
Let's talk about getting love then.
All right,
20 punts inside the 20.
Okay, speaking of giving love giving flowers to our guys, we're going to project the way too early projections for who we think on the team are going to make the Pro Bowl. Now, personally, if we go to and win the Super Bowl, we can't have any players in the Pro Bowl. That's the rule. They can still be
win.
They can be elected.
Win.
When we go to, they can still be elected to the Pro Bowl, but they won't be playing in the game. So I want to put that as a caveat out there. We don't expect them to play because the Jaguars will definitely be in the Super Bowl. We know that. Okay, so let's start obviously with Trevor Lawrence, and I'm just going to say it's a numbers game at the top in quarterback in the AFC. You have the guys, the usual suspects. We know Mahomes. We know Josh Allen. Yeah. We know Joe Burrow. We know Tua, and we know Lamar Jackson. Where does Trevor Lawrence rank in there, and does he have enough? We think 3 guys get named, right? This is before the injuries. We're going to talk before injuries, okay? We think 3 guys get named. In the numbers game, has Trevor made himself a case to get in there?
As of right now, no.
As of now, no.
Yeah, as of now, no. Now, projecting, I think that...
Could get better.
Ironically, talking about love, I think some of these guys that we're going to talk about may not make the Pro Bowl because it's a popularity contest, and a lot of times people are going to vote based on name recognition, and not necessarily what they've done. Trevor is one of those guys where name recognition might get him some votes. Even though playing in Jacksonville, I think that somebody may say, "Oh yeah, well Trevor." I think he's down the list. He's not in the Pro Bowl as of right now, but with this, I think he could still make it. If he lights it up in the second half like we think he may.
Which I think he may.
Staying on offense, our best offensive player outside quarterback, what we think, Etienne.
100%.
Yep.
He has to make it, right?
He's
the numbers are just going to keep him.
According to right now, if the Pro Bowl is right now, he's in.
Yep. So we got Etienne. I think Etienne is a Pro Bowler.
Okay, and now going through the receiver core, Ridley and Kirk. Zay's obviously injured. He's no chance. Do you think either one of them get it?
No, I don't think any. I think on offense, the only one right now that's
Evan
a Pro Bowler is Etienne.
Etienne. What about Evan Ingram?
I think Evan Ingram.
Well,
as a tight end.
So we think in the AFC we have Evan Ingram. There's Mark Andrews up in Baltimore, and we have Travis Kelce, who is dating Taylor Swift. There's no chance he's not in. I don't care if he moves to
he
China
can stop
tonight.
playing today,
okay.
and he's in there.
So
funny.
it's pretty much a second race between Andrews and Ingram. Ingram has 0 touchdowns. Now, what are his receptions, Jeff? Give me Evan Ingram's receptions.
Oh God, receptions are. He's got 51 receptions, 434 yards, 8.5 yards a reception. So
Okay, and so what do we think? He's 10th, 11th in the league in total receptions.
Yes.
So numbers wise, he's there with the receptions. Obviously, not there with the touchdowns.
Mark has 32 receptions with 397 yards. And let me see this, and 6 touchdowns.
Who's that?
Mark Andrews.
Mark.
So we're thinking that Evan Ingram. We're thinking doubtful, trending down.
I
Needs
on
some help?
He's 11th in the league between receivers and tight ends and receptions.
Okay.
on offense.
That's still impressive.
I say that our as of right now, it's ETN should be in a Pro Bowl, and I think
100%.
when it's all said and done, I think Trevor. I'm gonna say Trevor makes a Pro Bowl when it's all said and done. And based on first half, that's not gonna get him there. But I really think that we're gonna kind of crank it up.
If the Jaguars end up 14-2, I don't think you can keep him out, right? I mean,
Yeah.
at that point, you just have to. He kicks down the door and says, "I'm here."
they'll try.
Well, they
I
might.
don't know, man. He's up in,
Pro
in
Bowl's
every
so iffy 'cause
stat.
it's a
In every
popularity.
stat for a running back, he is in the top either 2 or 5 in every stat.
All right, now moving on to defensive side of the ball,
I already
where
know one guy.
Josh Allen. Speaking of kicking down the door, he's kicked down the door. He's like the Kool-Aid man, broke through the wall and said, "I'm here, boys. Let's do it." This guy's, we know he's a slam dunk. He's making the Pro Bowl, right?
Yeah.
We all agree there?
Aluakon.
Yeah, 100%. Aluakon.
Now, let's talk about Aluakon. He's up always. This is perennially, not just this year. Leads the league in tackles or amongst the league leaders in tackles. So we think Aluakon has to be there, right?
Has to.
Well, and I think that him getting that pick 6 on, in New Orleans on a primetime game, because I mean, I'll be honest with you, before we signed him, he led the league in tackles, and when they said who we signed, I was like, I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, who is he?
Quiet superstar.
So just leading the league in tackles doesn't give you that notoriety, but I think that he's done it in multiple years in a row, and the defense is performing well. People are, even if it's against their will, they're having to talk about us, and him getting that exposure on national, on a primetime game, I'm gonna say Foye makes it and should.
He does need to get a sack. I would love to see him get a sack.
Yeah.
But in all transparency, who at this table has actually watched a Pro Bowl game?
Oh, no. We're just talking about the award,
I
the
watched
given
Pro Bowls.
award. Okay.
No,
and
but he
then-
said he never knew who he was, but I didn't either because I didn't watch Pro Bowl.
one more
He
guy on
never
the
made
defense
Pro
we
Bowl.
talk about.
Oh, he hasn't made Pro Bowl?
No.
Leading the lead in tackles? You don't
No.
make a Pro Bowl?
No.
NFL, what is your problem?
All right, one more guy
How
on the
do you
defense side of the
not
ball.
get a Pro Bowl when you lead the league in tackles for several years?
Did he make it last year?
Welcome to Jacksonville. That's
Jesus.
they're
Well, no, this is in
overlooked.
Atlanta
That's what
'cause
we're
we got him
talking
from
about.
Atlanta.
Yeah,
Is
but
he
I'm
in the
saying,
conversation?
but I'm saying he won. He was the leading tackler last year. He didn't make the Pro Bowl.
All right.
Good God.
Moving on, Darius Williams.
I mean, as of right now, he's you know what? He might be one of those that should, but I feel like he's not getting the credit that he deserves. I mean, he has been talked about, but I just feel like he's going to be a guy that gets snubbed unless it just continues at this, high,
Well, it's
pace.
an otherworldly pace now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I could just see him getting snubbed because people are going to be like, who?
Well, him and Cisco are tied for third in the league
Yep.
with interceptions.
I think Cisco should be in the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and I think that's it for the defense, right? We don't expect anyone. Trayvon, no.
No, you said Trayvon. No, I mean, I think Campbell, if comes back healthy and
I don't think he'll have the stats. I mean, they just don't
Yeah.
throw that way. They just don't throw that side of the
There's just too many AFC players that
All right, special teams. McManus, Cook, Agnew.
Don't
You
talk
think
to me
it's clean
about
sweep?
that.
It's clean
Don't
sweep. All
talk
of
to me
them?
about that. Logan Cook, yes.
I don't think any of them do.
I don't think.
I
any
think
do.
there's only.
Actually, McManus has been pretty.
No,
accurate.
McMahon. Yeah, he has.
And
But
he's kicked 17. I think he's. And I haven't looked, but I think he's 16 of 17
yeah.
field goals.
Well,
Right.
because he had a missed one versus Houston and one that was blocked. it's still a miss. So, right, he had 2 missed versus
Okay, so
Houston.
16, 18. Then.
Yeah.
Or 15
but bottom line
sometimes.
is, if he were to continue on, like let's say he makes all his kicks and hits some big kicks, at the end of the year, I mean, I could see him making it, but I just kind of feel like they're gonna be screwed by Jacksonville, by the market and everything.
Okay.
So basically, we have Etienne,
Allen,
Etienne's
and Foyer
guaranteed.
guaranteed with a possible Trevor. Is that where we're at?
on
I
pace.
just don't see. I mean, unless Trevor pours it on like he did at the end of last year, then yes.
So
I
on
agree.
pace to have 12 or 13 wins and 2 or 3 Pro Bowlers. That's just
That's
rough.
that's
hard
why
living.
that's again. I think the thing with Trevor is I got Etienne, I got Foyer, and then I got Josh Allen. Those are to me my 3 that I'm convinced will make it. Trevor is there because there's other guys I believe should be Pro Bowlers. Trevor is there because even though his numbers aren't there right now, if he finishes the season as we hope and think that he will, on a contending football team with the notoriety that he has, I think that's how he can get in.
Standing correction, 17 of 19.
Field goals.
Brandon McManus.
We'll take that. All right, moving along from the way too early Pro Bowl talk. I like that hat, Jeff. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about a special event coming up. The Boselli Foundation has a tailgate coming up, tailgate special. And this is going to actually be a good time. Ben, tell me first off, what are we looking at?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So it's Tailgate with Tony. It's a tailgate. They're going to have music. They're going to have former players out there. They're going to have food and drink. They got a couple different ticket options. You can get the general admission or you can get the VIP. We're also going to, I'm going to put it in the description, but I'm also going to put it on our Instagram page as well. Just all the information you need, but we have some promo codes that you can put in to get a discount on the tickets.
And this is coming up, this is the Titans game, right?
The Titans game.
It's
That's
the 19th.
the 19th, November 19th.
So, all right, so what time do we need to show up?
Sunday, November 19, 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
All right,
They're
and this is
gonna have
before
it.
the Titans game,
Yep.
and it's at where's this at now?
It's at Metropolitan Park.
All right, Metro Park. So 19th Titans game. Show up.
10 a.m. Metro Park.
Come out, have a good time.
You got to
There's
get your
gonna be
tickets. You got to get your tickets ahead of time. So again, we're going to put the links in the description, but it's going to be a fun time.
Right, there's
Boselli's
general
gonna be
admission,
out
there's
there.
VIP, so everyone can get in. There's going to be former players, lots of food, good time, real good time. You'll see us down there.
They'll have VIP includes food from Ruth Chris, BB's, Taverna, and a full bar.
I like it.
So get that
Full
VIP experience. But even if you get the general admission, they're going to have bonos and they'll have drinks and
Wait,
like I said.
hold on now. I might just go for the general admission. We got barbecue too.
Yeah, you got the barbecue, and they're gonna have former players, like we said, and they're also gonna have some live music. The band Be Easy is gonna be there, and Ray Fulcher.
Sounds like a blast. And then afterwards, you can move right along the stadium and watch us beat down the Tennessee Titans. So it's going to be a
Win-win.
win-win kind of day.
gonna
So, no, but Boselli Foundation, they do great things. We love them around here. Tony Boselli, man of the people, man about town.
Mr. Jaguar.
Mr. Jaguar. We like him. Hall of Famer, Tony Boselli. Let's get that out there. So we appreciate him. We appreciate the things that foundation does. Come out, support the foundation, and have a great time. Meet some of the players.
Yep, and you can get the tickets from Boselli Foundation. But again, I'll put the links in the description as well as the promo codes. So y'all go out and get your tickets.
Thank you very much. That one. And then next, let's get to the Pick'em Challenge from last week. So I got all 3 of the games. We went different. I got all 3 right. Ben was right on 2 of them. And Jeff,
Sadly,
zero wins.
didn't get a single one.
So the season standings, Ben's in the lead with 20. I'm in second with 17. And Jeff is in third with 16. Jeff, you got to bounce back. You got to get something.
That's fine.
And you have a chance in the first game that we picked. Miami versus the Chiefs. Ben and myself went with Miami. You went with the Chiefs. You can actually get that game right back at 9:30 a.m., the Germany game. Second game we differed in was the Ravens-Seahawks. Same, Ben and myself went with the Ravens. You got the Seahawks. You can get 2 games on us.
Yep.
And then we had a third game, Cowboys-Eagles. That's actually a big game.
I'm going
Where
Eagles.
me and you have the Eagles. Ben, you went Cowboys.
Yep.
So you went off task there. And then the last one we have is another big game, the Bills-the-Bengals, where Jeff has the Bills and Ben, I got Bengals and Ben has the Bengals. So yeah, we can actually make some.
I can make some rent. I can make some room.
Yeah, you can make some climb out of the hole right there. So we could actually have some fun. And then, are we gonna talk about fantasy?
We're gonna talk about fantasy.
Oh, we're gonna talk about fantasy. We're gonna talk about
The
fantasy.
show's kind of gone long.
No, we have a minute. We got 1 minute.
Hey,
Ben,
who did you beat?
Ben, what happened in fantasy?
No, but see, I don't
What
know.
happened was-
While we're bringing up
What
old
had
stuff,
happened
man,
was-
we're in the bye
What
week.
happened was
It was a beatdown. I won my game. Jeff, how'd you do?
I destroyed. I'm so sorry. I like you, but I destroyed you. And I know you're watching.
So 2 of us on the panel had big wins, and Ben,
I call him Amazon.
Amazon.
and then Ben.
'Cause he works
Khalid.
at Amazon. It's Khalid, but I call him Amazon.
So we got the big W. Ben, you took the little L, and it wasn't so good for your team this week, but maybe you can bounce back. I don't know.
I'm winning the thing that's the real football.
Oh, well,
prognostication.
you got about one
Yeah.
more week. You got one more week. You got about one more week.
Here we go.
All right. That's going to do it for this week's show. And enjoy the bye week. We got a week off.
Yeah.
Do something fun this Sunday. Actually, watch some more football. But we'll see you next time. Spot on Jaguars, brought to you by Teal Reign. So long.
Later. Get your Boselli tickets. I'm
that's
right now getting mine.
That's actually going to be fun. We're going to like that one.
I'm doing VIP, man. I gotta
Really?
do that. Yes.
Yeah. I like Bonos, though. If I pay for the VIP, I like Bonos.
I can get bonos all day.
Yeah, that's true.
Ben, give me your card number.
Ben, buy us tickets, dog.